out, now she proud of us. They ain't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shorty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vannas. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done dared every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Spieth at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we're ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the New York Jets. Receiver complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. And we see the emphasis early here. Get your star receiver involved. Able to do it successfully.
Not a bad start to begin with, that's for sure. And to me, this play says our guy is better than your guys. Because, you know, a player of his stature, he won't just be single covered all game long. It's going to involve multiple people. And right away, they told the other team, guess what? He's just better.
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now as we look down, it appears we've got a Jet shaken up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I'd missed him, it would have been a different story. Long night.
He'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now, they couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass. And
didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective 3rd down play to move the chains. Back to throw now on 1st down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And on the ground they go with a running back. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Looking to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch. Especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete here. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really nice gain of 25 yards. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Now a handoff looking right. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. Taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Jets have taken a first quarter lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. Oh, nice spin.
I brought back bad memories.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time with just punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And a nice gain of 21 yards. First foray into the red zone for Miami. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. As his guys are in for 6. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw here is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They'll set up a throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. A big kick, 50 yards that time, with a return of 4. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And they'll run it here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded at the 43. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, They were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play. And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and goal. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. In for the score. And the Jets are able to strike for 6.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. And racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. Now they try the right side here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. They run a draw here on 2nd down. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
But depending on the team, they'd call that an explosive play or a chunk play, the one that they got on the previous one. They tried to go back and get another one, didn't they?
They did, but unsuccessful on that second attempt. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now they'll run on the draw. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Yeah, I think the blitz there really disrupted the draw.
Yeah, and it's usually when you catch them in a blitz, the draw works pretty well. If you're the offensive coordinator right now, that's visor throwing time, isn't it? Because that's supposed to work in a big way.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game. So you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
Give them 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
He's quite an eyeful, isn't he? Big, strong, physical guy. When he came out of school and when I looked at my draft board, I went back through my notes to see how I had him rated. The number 2 back on my board coming out of college. Why? As I mentioned, big, strong, powerful guy, faster than you would think, and has the ability to catch the football out of the backfield, something that we didn't know he truly possessed. We saw that in the offseason workouts. Now he's putting his running ability to good use in the NFL.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And his kick here is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The Dolphins on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Oh, he nearly picked it. Maybe daylight in front of him if he could have held on. Instead, second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. This quarterback now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now back to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. As his guys are in for 6. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 1-score game.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that one falls incomplete. Try to dump it underneath. Now 2nd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Jets on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They're going to look to throw. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top, as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Dolphins on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll drop to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Open space inside the 10. This will be caught inside the 10. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. In for the score. And the Dolphins are in for 6. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run it now out of the gun. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
When big runs occur, sometimes there's a sense that things were pretty easy, and that one carried them down inside the 10. But getting into the end zone now, that won't be easy at all, because you're going to face different defenses and not as much real estate to work with. Will they be able to run it, or will they have to throw it in order to try and score?
The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. Defensively, they must have been expecting a pass. They were in the dime look out there.
I think maybe they were deciding to go with speed on the field rather than bulk. I'm with you, a little bit surprising. But they wanted people getting to the ball as fast as possible. The lighter, shiftier defensive backs allow you that opportunity.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. As his guys are in for 6, and the Dolphins add on to their lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it, and he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. New York set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So that one will be accepted. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On play action, they'll throw. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. back to throw here. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And this will be incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard, and you probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about a little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know, they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The Jets on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 14. And that is incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
And this one is right down the middle. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go play action here on first down. All incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. He goes full extension, and he's got it. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll be 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They give them 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. And on the ground they go with a running back. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And New York set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it a 2nd down. First play of the drive in their hip pocket. Of course, the focus here has to be the touchdown of the two-point conversion. Field goals aren't going to help you.
Yeah, but how about that first play of the drive? Just to get them started, nice gain, got some positive momentum going. They're on their way, and they don't have to rush.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick six.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Bryant's extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Going to throw right side here, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. His throw incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, You saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. The Tide Bulls tried it, went for it, but it didn't pay off. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Down 2 scores. I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. It didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll be 3rd down. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And Bryant's kick is good. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Bryant now, after hitting the field goal, gets set to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. New York set to take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 7 yards on the quick slant and a 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So they go out of the gun, try to delay it on the draw, but nothing there.
Yeah, good play by the defense there. They sniffed it out and made sure there were no gaps for him to run. If you're the offense, though, you have to think to yourself, maybe I go play action down the road.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They're going to look to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at at the 14-yard line on the return. This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys who's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.